Prophet. How do you know somebody is a false prophet? I mean, they're all over our communities. Every corner there's a prophet son, so there's prophet this and there's prophet that and there's prophet bishop archdeacon this and that. But how do you spot a false prophet? In this video, I want to give my simple understanding as a Bible student as to what a false prophet is. So most of the time, a false prophet or a false somebody who says he is or she is a prophet is very self-serving. They are very self-centered. They may pretend pretentiously so to serve organizations, causes, or communities, or organizations, or even countries or regions. But most of the time, when you analyze very critically, you realize that this is a self-serving someone. They are self-serving. False prophets are always followed by commotion. Most of the time, wherever they go, whatever they are doing, there is commotion. You will not separate them from commotion. There is always scandals, scandal after scandal, crisis after crisis. Most of the time, in whatever they do, they are followed by commotion. So watch out for that commotion next door. Watch out for that commotion on your street. Watch out for that commotion the other street. It could be a sign somebody somewhere is a false prophet. Their service to people is rooted in commercialism. They have commercialized everything they do. I mean, they sell from water to sticks to papers to literature. They sell almost everything. And as a Bible student, you would know that there's that principle: give you freely because we are freely given. And I'm not saying people shouldn't find ways to service what they are doing by selling literature or whatever. But for a false prophet, it's almost 95 to 100% sales for everything they are doing. I mean, they sell prayers, they sell laying on hands, they sell all sorts of things. So most of the time their service is rooted in commercialism, is rooted in profiting. They profit in everything they do for the service they render most of the time. So it could be a sign: give you freely because you are freely given. They are alleging they are selling everything, and so it could be a sign. Watch out for the commercialization of the Bible principles. So their services to people is rooted in demonic covenants. These are people normally that have shed blood and have covenanted on the communities, the organizations, the countries, the companies, the societies they are serving. So there will always be a trail of blood somewhere. There is a virgin's blood that is spilling, or a goat has been slaughtered and is under the pulpit. Or you read all the things all the time in the newspapers, or victims are coming out to speak out. And when you analyze it spiritually, you realize that there is a trail of blood on which these so-called prophets have rooted their services to people. So blood is spilling, whether it's animal blood or virgin's blood or whatever blood, sometimes even mother blood is spilling, and these are demonic blood covenants on which they have established these organizations and their services too. So watch out for the trail of blood. One other thing you'll very quickly realize also is that they have an impact on people, but their impact is short-lived, and most of the time it's a lasting negative impact that they have on these societies that they serve. So watch for the kind of impact and analyze it. You very soon see that the impact was there, at times even massive, but it's very short-lived, and the lasting one is most of the time a negative impact. And then finally, and this is a big one, most of the time if you are a good Bible student, you realize that their teachings have been characterized by the Apostle Paul as human philosophy and teachings of men. When you read his letter to the Colossians in chapter 2 verse 8, he says, "Be careful of the teachings of men and the rudiments of this world, for they will drag you away from Christ." So as a Bible student, that's a very good yardstick to use to then say, hey, this guy next door is or is not a false prophet. It's most of the time the things they are teaching are human philosophies and human ideologies that have no alignment at all with scriptures. So watch out.